Hello. I feel like we're doing a show for advice. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we actually didn't plan to do this video, but we had a really interesting conversation, a little incident in our marriage today. It wasn't like, yeah, it was. And we kind of discussed it, and I feel like it's something that we want to share with you because maybe will help or shed light on some unnecessary things that are happening in relationship fights that are maybe
unnecessary and avoidable.
Yeah. So let us give you a little bit of a background to what happened today. So we were today at a shoot for Mother Muse Mag with the kids. They're featuring us and we're going to be on the cover, so I'm really excited. And Gary came with to just for the moral support and help with the kids. We were placing all like the wardrobe and everything out, and we had like a row of the shoes we're going to use, and it's all like my shoes. And Gary came up to me. I was standing myself, a girl that works with us, and Gary. And Gary's like, oh, what are these shoes? I've never seen them before. I think that the way I responded, I was kind of like, they were gifted to me. I didn't buy them. They were gifted to me. Then he's just like, oh, I just never seen them. What did I say? I said like, I make the money, I buy myself stuff. Something to that extent. And we kind of like moved on. Gary was just like, whoa, like relax. And we just continue with the shoot, whatever. And then after the shoot, we dropped the kids at home. And
Sorry, just so you guys know, I'm doing this because my hand's feeling better, and the therapist told me to use this thing to strengthen the muscles around my broken bone.
Gary was like, you really hurt my feelings today when you just like responded that way. The way I said it, like I just asked where the shoes are from. And
yeah, but I asked because I'm part of your fashion world, and you and I always share.
What does that even mean?
It means that when you buy stuff, you like to share with me and say, hey, look at this cute thing that I bought.
Yeah.
And like, look at this. Do you think this goes with this outfit? And I always enjoy shopping with you for stuff, and I enjoy when you make up your outfits. So we always talk about it, and I'd never seen them before. So I was just going, oh, well, like, what are these? And you're like,
I went into like defense mode.
Right. So then when we got into the car and I asked her about it, she said that she didn't like the way I asked in front of people. And I explained to you that I was just asking, where are these shoes from? Because I just hadn't seen them before. I wasn't suggesting that you bought something and didn't tell me, or you didn't ask me if you could spend money. That's ridiculous. That's never, ever been the case in our relationship. So when she attacked me like that, I was just blown away by it. I don't like take an inventory of everything she has. It's just fun for me to see what she wears.
First, he's like, why did you respond this way? I said, I just didn't appreciate how you made that comment in front of someone that doesn't know us so well and can just look at it being like, oh, she has to like keep tabs about everything that she's,
like she has
buying
to report
or something.
To me.
Yeah. So he's like, that's not at all how it sounded. And I just like, we were on our way for dinner and I was thinking about it, and I told him, you know what, it really has nothing to do with you. Like that triggered this like unnecessary response that offended him. That wasn't my intention, but I've kind of realized that I have this issue within me that I think because growing up, my mother was in a relationship and I was kind of between 5 to 15 years old. Not my current stepdad.
Not your stepdad.
Yeah, she was in a relationship. Yeah, so she was in a relationship where I just saw that she was always kind of hiding the things that she would buy, or just like not tell partner like that she would spend money. It was always this like weird issue with money, and she was working really hard, and then she would give, they were working together at the time, and she would make money and then she would kind of give him the money, and he was kind of in charge of everything. And I always knew in my life that I will never be in that position, and obviously my mother also outgrew that position and realized that she doesn't need a man to do that anymore, and she just doesn't want to be in a situation anymore that a man controls her financially. It's just I never knew that I actually have like this deep rooted thing with it.
Right, so that all came gushing out when she snapped at me and said, I make my own money. And I was like, huh? I just asked where I'd never seen the shoes before. Why now it's about money? And I got super offended because Valeria knows from the day I met her, I'd never ever made a statement like that saying it's my money. It was never my money. When we met, that's it. Everything was ours. And Valeria's never had to ask me about anything. That's not how our relationship works. If she wants something, she buys it. And I trust her not to do anything like irresponsible with our finances, same way she trusts me. So to me, it's always been, as soon as I met her, that's it. Everything's ours. There's no issues. So it really offended me when I pride myself on being a husband who is just like, you want it, you got it. Whatever you want, I trust you.
Okay.
What's his name?
Ariana
You want
Grande.
it, you got it, I bought. What? Who's
No,
that rapper?
That's like so not relevant.
Anyways, it doesn't matter. The
Ariana
point is,
Grande, babe. Okay.
it's not Ariana Grande. The point is that I wouldn't call it a misunderstanding. Your
It wasn't a
reaction,
misunderstanding,
your
I
reaction
think.
wasn't a misunderstanding. You attacked me.
Yeah, I attacked you.
attacked
I
me.
was about to like bite your head off.
But had I not, so that what we're trying to get across here
Mm-hmm.
to couples is that when something like that happens, a lot of the times it's not what it is on the surface. Because I knew that when Valeria snapped at me, I knew she doesn't have an issue with me like limiting her or monitoring how she spends money. So I dug into it, and when we were alone, and that's the other key, is you wait till you're alone. When we were alone, I asked her, Valeria, what, like, you offended me, what's up with that? So then she dug a little, she dug deep into kind of her own issue, and then she came back with this explanation about, you know, growing up and seeing this happen.
Because the surface, like if you think about it, the surface thing that a lot of people do is that I could have continued on pushing and being like, I just didn't appreciate how you mentioned that in front of a person that we really don't know. But I understood that it's like an excuse, and I think that a lot of people do that. A lot of people hang on to this one thing and just keep pushing with it, and then the other partner just feels like, okay, but you did hurt my feelings, and you just keep, you know, kind of justifying your reaction with this other thing, and it just becomes a bigger deal than it is. And I think that happens so often. And I have to say, like, I'm really proud of myself where when I told you, like, oh, you know, you did say it in front of a person, whatever, I right away understood that I'm right now like I'm lying to myself. Like, I'm making an excuse. This is not like a valid reason why I should hurt your feelings.
Right. So now
because that bothered me that I hurted
Sure.
you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I love you.
I love you too. You're nice.
Yeah.
The lesson here, guys, is that when you communicate at this level, when things like this happen, and things like this do happen in long-term relationships and marriages, you have to have these discussions, because a lot of the times that these fights happen, they're over nothing. They're over these, you know, Valeria had a legitimate reason, so she attacked me, but it came from a place where she wasn't really attacking me, is something got triggered. But the fact that we talk about it and we discussed it, like building a muscle, you go through this uncomfortable situation, that's the pain, and then you get stronger. So
But I think it's also so important, and I hope that this video will reinforce it. I always preach the fact that you really have to work on yourself and try to figure out yourself and understand, you know, what's in your conscious, what's in your unconsciousness, because there's so many things that other people do trigger in us, and we just lash out, and then we find these like reasons why it was justified. But we have a lot of issues that we have to dig really deep within ourselves that we need to solve, and that might be the key to just being a solution to so many problems that you have, if it's in, you know, your marriage or relationships or family or with friends. We just felt like we wanted to make this video to...
it literally just happened now. So
Yeah.
we thought while we're in the moment, it happened before dinner, we were just really hungry, but we just thought while we're in the moment, we have to discuss this to really get this out.
So I think that the next time you are going through, you know, a disagreement, or you're fighting with someone that you love and you appreciate, and you have to be honest with yourself. You have to really ask, like, exaggerate. Is it not the reason that I you know, was my excuse to respond that way? Is it really legitimate, or is there kind of a deeper rooted issue that I need to solve within myself? And once you identify that problem, you can really be so much more conscious. Like, now I'm conscious of this thing that I have in my head. I know that next time I'll just approach the situation better. And I think that now Gary also doesn't feel like he's been attacked because he's doing something wrong, because it really has nothing to do with him.
And the person that this happened in front of probably walked away thinking, wow, these guys have such problems in their marriage. And everyone cares what people think. Anyways, where'd you get that coat? Anyways, guys, thanks for listening.
Love you guys.